Hello, I wanted to kind of take a minute to just give you a quick review of The Water Dancer by Ta-Nehisi Coates. It took a little while after I finished reading it, before I did this review. It's been actually a few weeks. And the reason for that was that this book was, um, it was an impactful book, and I really wanted to think about it more and consider it, and not give kind of a knee jerk reaction. Um, it's an interesting story. It's basically the story of a young man, a slave, who becomes part of the underground, um, and is saving and bringing other slaves to freedom, um, via magic. Um, but I think for me, the power of the story is really more in the in between moments, rather than the story as a whole. Don't get me wrong, I love the story. But one of the things that was really most impactful for me, about this book is that for, for a time, I could imagine, maybe I had an inkling of what it was like to be owned by somebody. And there's a reason that I choose those words carefully, because I don't think I could ever truly imagine. I don't think most, um, certainly not most white Americans, can imagine that. I mean, we may consider that we're in a circumstance, um, without an easy exit, right? That we work in a job that we hate and we're stuck there because we have a mortgage or we have a family to feed and so on. Um, and while those are difficult times, um, they don't own us, right? We have the freedom to change our circumstance anytime we want to. The only thing, that we have to deal with is the consequences of making that decision. So, I can decide today that I don't want to have a full time job anymore, that I just want to quit and go work part time somewhere. Well, I mean, I have the freedom to do that. Nobody owns me. I have the right to make that decision, and I just have to deal with the consequences of that. That, maybe we're not going to, continue to live in the house that we're still paying for, and we're not going to be able to have a TV, and so, but I have the freedom to make that choice. No one is going to keep me. No law exists that says that somebody else is the one making decisions for me. And so I think we walk around sometimes thinking that we're owned by circumstance. Sometimes that circumstance is our own creation, because we have a lot of debt, or we're in a career we hate, whatever it may be. But, um, I think we flippantly talk about being owned by a circumstance, um, and we just have no idea. And I still know that in reality I have no idea. But this book, for a time, it gave me a sense, um, a glimpse of what it was like to actually be someone's property, to actually not have a choice, to marry or be in a relationship, and yet both myself and the person I'm in a relationship with, um, are considered property, and our owner can move us or beat us or kill us or sleep with us or impregnate us or torture us at will, and there was nowhere to go. There's no there's no police to call because we're like a couch. for a moment, for just a moment, as much as I ever can see it or feel it, this book allowed me to have an inkling of that. The story is fabulous. It's a beautifully written book, um, and I love the characters. But this book will always be meaningful to me for being the first book that, for which slavery was more than a concept I was reading about on a page, however touching, but rather one that I, for a time, for a moment, felt the horror of being owned by somebody. Anyway, I found this book to be, I mean, powerful. Um, the Water Dancer by Coates. Get out, get it, read it if you can. Um, it changed me, and I feel honored to have read it. That's all I got. See you soon.